I did earlier. We understand that we have evacuated everybody outside of the building. Like I said, we do have approximately over 50 apparatus here on scene with various roles and responsibilities, trying to make sure that they can try to locate the fire, where all of it is spread. There's a lot of green spaces here in this complex. And so yeah, absolutely. That's something we take people's word for it when we show up on the scene, but for us, we've got to make sure that there's nobody that's still inside. Craig Trojic, C-R-A-I-G-T-R-O-J-A-C-E-K. I'm the Public Information Officer for the Fort Worth Fire Department. So today we got a call about an apartment complex on fire in the 1000 block of West Rosedale Street here in just the short southeast side of Fort Worth. We had crews respond to the scene. They were looking to locate the fire. As they were continuing to locate and try to find the fire, we had more resources that need to be brought in because of smoke. We had people that we needed to evacuate. We had pets and stuff that were needing to help evacuation and stuff as well. So we wanted to make sure we had the resources out here, especially on a day to where it's so hot and humid, to also take care of for the health and safe being of our firefighters. So this is a 5-alarm fire currently. We are working. The fire appears to be the major seat of the fire right now appears to be on the 5th floor. We understand that we have evacuated everybody outside of the building. Like I said, we do have approximately over 50 apparatus here on the scene with various roles and responsibilities, trying to make sure that they can try to locate the fire, where all of it's spread. There's a lot of void spaces, it appears to be, in this complex. And so with a little bit of a breeze, you can't feel it too much on this side of the building, but there is a pretty good breeze out today. And when you have that wind pushing in a lot of void spaces in a building this size, it can push it in different areas. So I think that's probably what a lot of what we're experiencing right now with the amount of smoke and stuff that you're seeing. We did have one injury reported. That person has been transported to the hospital in good condition. So there were multiple reports at the very beginning of multiple people trapped. We were able to locate those people and bring them outside in safety. So I'll go ahead and take questions.
What kind of injury was that? Smoke inhalation or a burn?
I'm not sure on that specific injury. I just know that patient is listed as green.
Do y'all know any number of the units affected?
Not yet at this time.
Any idea what started it? We heard that a maintenance worker said an AC may have caught on fire.
So we do know that there was some work being done here at the building, but our investigators have not been able to go inside yet and really kind of take a look through their investigative lens to see what actually started the fire.
Greg, this is a 5-alarm fire. This is pretty rare for Fort Worth. Every so often it happens. Talk about the manpower going up the ladders, the intensity of the fire. I mean, what does this mean?
Yeah, so 5 alarms, they don't. You're correct. They don't happen too often here in Fort Worth. We've got a lot of resources here on scene. Part of it is we like to make sure that we have resources here. Anytime it's a residential area like this, where we know we've got people that are living inside, we've got to make sure that we can go out there and locate those people and tell them to get out of the building. People work different day shifts and night shifts. They could possibly be asleep. So we've got crews that are fighting the fire right now. We got crews that are in there kind of doing a search and rescue and just making sure that everybody is out of the building. We've got crews that are going back in there right now that we've got a lot of people showing up to the scene that live here, and they're telling us they have pets inside. So we've got crews going around and making sure that we're getting all the pets and stuff out. We've got water coming from multiple different locations around the area to help us combat this fire, and to make sure that we've taken a proactive approach to where we've got trucks and stuff set up in the right locations depending on if that fire is going to spread.
Did you guys have trouble getting water on the fire given the location and trying to get as much apparatus in? I mean, were you guys initially having trouble getting water on the fire?
So like I said, it's hard, a lot of these void spaces, to figure out where the actual seat of the fire is. We've got a lot of crews coming from different ways to make sure that we are where we need to be. We've got drones up in the air kind of helping us, giving us a broader view of just what the footprint of this building looks like, where smoke is coming from. Typically, fire follows the smoke. So those drones are very vital in fires like these, to where we can figure out and kind of get that overall view of, we've got smoke coming from this part of the building now, which means it's the area of least resistance, so the fire is probably going to be traveling that way as well.
Can you talk about how many people are possibly displaced? We know it's in this building right now, but have y'all evacuated both buildings, and how many people roughly that would be?
Yeah, so this is still an active scene. I don't have the exact count on that just yet.
Are you guys rotating firemen in and out? Just have it?
Yeah, that's a good question. We do rotate fire crews in and out, especially on hot days like this. We need to make sure that they're not overexerting themselves. I mean, our folks are working right now. I mean, we've got a large complex of an apartment building that's on fire. But we do rotate, make sure that they're getting fluids, make sure if they need, they're getting IVs. We do have EMS on standby for our members as well as the public in case we have any heat exhaustion injuries or any kind of smoke inhalation injuries or things like that.
So just to confirm, you said you believe that everyone has been evacuated out, but they're still checking just to make sure.
Yeah, absolutely. That's something we do. We'll take people's word for it when we show up on scene, but for us, we've got to make sure that there's nobody that's still inside. People could come home from work early, stay home from work and not go in at all. So some of the loved ones or the calls in or the people that we're talking to may think that their loved one's not here until we make sure for a fact with our own people and put our own eyes on these units. We have to make sure that we're doing our due diligence to make sure there's nobody inside.
Greg, saw the firefighters going up the ladder, carrying a tremendous amount of equipment. Can you talk about the heat, carrying up gear? I mean, being able to fight this fire. I mean, a lot of guys going up on the roof.
Sure.
What does that mean?
No, with this heat, it's very taxing. I mean, like you said, we've got firefighters up here that are carrying all kinds of different sorts of equipment. Some of it is to go combat the fire itself. Some of it is extra bottles for the people that are already upstairs so they can swap out bottles and have clean air to breathe as they're combating this fire. We're bringing in hand lines to multiple locations within this building. There are standpipes, and we do have water resources inside the building, but sometimes those are already being used up by some of the crews that are on a certain floor or in a certain point of the building. So they'll bring up extra resources, extra hoses, extra water, like I said, extra EMS gear, things like that, just to make sure that once they get up where they're going, they've kind of got a little spot right there full of supplies and resources, so they're not having to come all the way back down, up and down the ladders in this heat.
And how many firefighters with a 5-alarm fire does this, bring in?
So like I said, we've got over 50 apparatus right now. Typically, I'm going to say, give me a minute to do some quick math, but I'm going to bet we've probably got around 150 firefighters out here right now. They'll be rotating new crews in and out. We're going to be here for a while. This fire is still not been made under control just yet. It's still a very active fire at this point in time. So,
All right, I think that.
Thanks, sir.
you bet. Yeah, I'll go get some more info and then I'll come back here in just a minute and